All right, it is CC Cycle 1, Week 10. We're going to go ahead and get started with timeline. For timeline, we have Japan's Heian period, Charlemagne crowned Emperor of Europe, Alfred the Great of England, Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, Norse explorers, Valdemar I of Kiev, Byzantine Emperor Basil II, 1000 AD, East-West Schism of the Church. All right, let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you some of the hand motions we got. So, Japan's Heian period, doo-doo-doo-doo. Charlemagne crowned Emperor of Europe, Alfred the Great of England, Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, Norse explorers, Valdemar I of Kiev, Byzantine Emperor Basil II, East-West Schism of the Church. Let's try that again. Japan's Heian period, doo-doo-doo-doo. Charlemagne crowned Emperor of Europe, Alfred the Great of England, Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, Norse explorers, Valdemar I of Kiev, Byzantine Emperor Basil II, East-West Schism of the Church. Last time. Japan's Heian period, doo-doo-doo-doo. Charlemagne crowned Emperor of Europe, Alfred the Great of England, Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, Norse explorers, Valdemar I of Kiev, Byzantine Emperor Basil II, East-West Schism of the Church. All right, let's move on to math, our squares. We are learning our skip counting, and this one is to, I can't remember the tune, but 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. Let's do it over here. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 191, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. Grab a shaker or a musical instrument and join me here. Here we go. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. Let's try that again. Last time. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. You got it. All right, we're going to move on to English prepositions. We're continuing with our prepositions, and we're going to do through, throughout, to, towards. 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 Let me show you. Through, throughout, to, towards. 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 You got it. Let's move on to history. Tell me about Japan's Heian period. Around 794, Japan's emperors moved to Heian, present-day Kyoto. The Heian period ended in the 12th century when civil war gave control to military commanders called shoguns, in a feudal system where knights called samurai protected wealthy landowners. Around 794, Japan's emperors moved to Heian, present-day Kyoto. Boom, boom. The Heian period ended in 12th century when civil war gave control to military commanders called shoguns, in a feudal system where knights called samurai protected wealthy landowners. Let's try that again. We played musical chairs today, and we actually played musical squares. And since we were doing squares in math, thought it would be kind of fun to do some musical squares. So let's try that again. We're just going to keep a nice snapping beat. Here we go. Around 794, Japan's emperors moved to Heian, present-day Kyoto. Boom, boom. The Heian period ended in 12th century when civil war gave control to military commanders called shoguns, in a feudal system where knights called samurai protected wealthy landowners. You got it. Tell me about Japan's Heian period. Here we go. Around 794, Japan's emperors moved to Heian, present-day Kyoto. Boom, boom. The Heian period ended in 12th century when civil war gave control to military commanders called shoguns, in a feudal system where knights called samurai protected wealthy landowners. You got it. That's what we learned today in history about Japan's Heian period. We're going to go ahead and move on to Latin. We're doing fourth declension noun endings. So hold up a number 4, and here we go. Let me show you what we have. We have us, oo, ui, oo, us, ui, oo, us, ui, oo. Singular fourth declension. Let's move to plural. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus, ibus. Plural fourth declension. All right, let's try this out, but this time we're going to use just one hand holding up a number 4 if we are doing singular. And for plural, we're going to put up both hands holding number 4s. Okay, and when we say ui, we're going to hold our nose. And the plural, we're going to have moose ears, and ibus point to your ribs. Here we go. Us, ui, ooh. Us, ui, ooh. Us, ui, ooh. Singular fourth declension. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus, ibus. Plural fourth declension. Us, ui, ooh. Us, ui, ooh. Us, ui, ooh. Singular fourth declension. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus, ibus. Us, ibus. Plural fourth declension. You got it. That was our Latin. We we are now going to go on to science. What are some parts of leaf shapes? Let me show you. Some leaf shapes are linear, oval, lobed, cleft, scale-like, and needle-like. Here we go. Let me sing the song to the wheels on the bus go round and round. For linear, we're going to go like this, linear. For oval, we're going to make an oval. For lobed, we're going to point to our lobe on our ear. For cleft, we're going to point right here. And then scale-like, make a scale like a slithery little snake. And needle-like, we went like this, and we went, ow! So it was kind of fun in class, but needles, nobody likes needles. Here we go. What are some leaf shapes? Linear, oval, lobed, cleft, scale-like, and needle-like. Let's try it again. Ow! Here we go. What are some leaf shapes? Linear, oval, lobed, cleft, scale-like, and needle-like. Ow! What are some leaf shapes? Linear, oval, lobed, cleft, scale-like, and needle-like. Ow! Last time. What are some leaf shapes? Linear, oval, lobed, cleft, scale-like, and needle-like. Ow! You got it. Geography, we are going to do Japan. Let me show you about Japan. We have Kyoto is the blue dot, okay? We have Kyoto, and then we have Tokyo is the red dot. And then the green little triangle, that's the mountain called Mount Fuji. And then this part right here is the Sea of Japan. And we talked about how large the Pacific Ocean is. It wraps around and it goes all the way to the other side of America on like California. And so we were talking about Japan. And so the song we have is Japan has Kyoto and Tokyo, Mount Fuji, don't you know? Sea of Japan and Pacific, oh, it's a small world after all. Japan has Kyoto and Tokyo, Mount Fuji, don't you know? Sea of Japan and Pacific, oh, it's a small world after all. Japan has Kyoto and Tokyo, Mount Fuji, don't you know? Sea of Japan and Pacific, oh, it's a small world after all. That was our geography, and so that was all of our memory work this week. In science, we learned about the crayfish and all of the parts. These were the parts of all the crayfish, and realizing that God made all animals, made everything, and He made it for His glory. And how awesome that everything works so amazing in our entire world. And we actually call these crawfish, and we even call them mud bugs. And so hopefully you got to take the chance today and look inside of the crayfish and label all of its parts. So, other thing we did was we were talking about the tin whistle. And so check out my tin whistle video that will talk about what we did today in class. And I hope to see y'all next week for week 11. Y'all have a great week. Bye.